hitting the scales at 3,000 pounds, dead on the nose, according to the sticker on the door. This is a Rockwood 1905 here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Overall, appears to be used, but very well kept. Originally, this had a little sort of pseudo bunk flip up down job above the dining area that had been swapped out and replaced with more of just a general shelf. Although that being said, what I like is that they didn't do some kind of hillbilly crowbar job on this thing, and it's actually been done pretty nicely. I can't really see anything that concerns me with it. Looks like it was well kept. They added an extra max air vent cover to the front vent there, and I tell you what, 3,000 pounds despite being 8 foot wide, that's actually a pretty impressive achievement there. This is an ideal model for a single camper or maybe couples, maybe a very small family or someone who's got a big dog. But you know, if what you're looking for is to tow small, but you want something that's put together nicely, but you don't want the brand new RV price tag, that's who this one's going to be for right here. Now we've got our Murphy bed situation going on in the front here, so you get the benefit of that handy walk around queen bed. The kind of, I guess, would-be drawback is that it makes it a little bit tight trying to walk through here. But that's really the whole beauty of a Murphy bed, is that it's only there when you need it and gone when you don't. Which is what we're looking at here. You flip that bed away, and magically, we suddenly have space to walk in the door, space to walk around, a place to sit down, a place to entertain yourselves. That's what's kind of cool about this. That Murphy bed gives this little thing sort of like 2 floor plans in one. This is really the predecessor to what has become the unbelievably popular Rockwood GeoPro 19FD. If you pay attention, this is basically the exact same concept and layout. It's just the original 8 foot wide mini Lite version of that layout. The 19 series of Rockwood mini Lites no longer being in production. What you are gaining here, though, there are some benefits to being a little bit wider. Like you get the normal hanging closet storage on both sides of the bed. The previous owners were really on top of their maintenance. They lived in sun country, and their original vent lid up here had actually just kind of gotten brittle in the sun. They replaced it and then added the max air, or I guess in this case the Fantastic Fan vent cover above that vent right there, so that they didn't have to worry about the next cover getting brittle on them. Now, a couple things over here. That is Bluetooth DVD player up top, so our entertainment needs are met. They must have bought this either with no TV or they upgraded the TV later on, because that is not a Rockwood standard TV. But it is really the exact same kind of mount Rockwood uses, which makes me think they actually updated the TV. Now notice how I can pivot the screen here. This screen can actually pivot outward. It's a little bit telescopic, and it can turn more toward the sofa area, and it can do so more than what I'm able to do with just my left hand here. If you wanted to, you can really make it crank down and really face directly toward the sofa area. Now it looks like they must have had something like a Blu-ray player down here, because they cut a little slot, although they did a decent job of it, to make room for some kind of small device that was obviously HDMI in nature based on the cables that I see here. But you've also got your handy control panel that'll run things like your power awning right here and your little charge station. Now over here you've got a single leg table. You can see the one leg sticking down, and even though this is like old style, and even though that this is very inexpensive, it might look cheap, guys, as a person who goes camping, this is one of the best ways to do a dinette really available in the RV business. Because the single leg here that looks cheap and not fancy, look at what it does under the table. It leaves everything under the table wide open, so it's a no-knee knocker dinette. That's something people don't think about. People buy because it's pretty, not because it's functional. Thankfully, Rockwood's always found a way to blend fashion and function, and that's why they've been the #1 laminated trailer, and #1 lightweight, and #1 camping trailer for I don't even know how many consecutive years. Basically, if it's Rockwood on it, they're pretty much the best at what they do. But there's also storage. You can see that storage drawer below the dinette right there. The cushions are extra thick in Rockwoods. That's a quality they often share with many of the Jayco models that we carry here at Haylett RV. And up top, this originally had a flip-up bunk right here that was swapped out for just a general storage shelf. Now what's cool is you're actually gaining a second window that way, and these are tilt-open, rainy day friendly windows. So very cool. Now it's a normal 6.5 foot tall interior height in here. You've got a full-size 13,500 BTU air conditioner. That translates into pretty good comfort spring, summer, fall. This model traditionally was always built with a 5 cubic foot fridge freezer, which is really kind of what was rolled into the Geo Pro series we see today. And it's a 1-door fridge with a freezer pocket in the top of it. So you can keep some popsicles, or I don't know, some people like to keep things like Crown Royal up in there, for instance, or whatever your drink of choice is. You get the idea. Now, storage is always a premium in an RV, and that's why this was not usually built with a full 6 cubic foot fridge freezer, because you would lose that huge cabinet space above the refrigerator right there. Like, if you take note, you see how deep the refrigerator is, like how far back from the refrigerator door you have to go before you get to the sidewall of the trailer, that big square wooden panel we're looking at. That's how deep this overhead cabinet is right there. Now, all the cabinetry is pocket screwed, so it's going to hold together. It's also got a strut for that overhead door, so you don't have to juggle it open with your head. I noticed smart, nice, good quality of ownership details, like the fact that all the owner's manuals are still here, and you can see how they had actually removed the little water filter, for your kitchen water system on this before it was winterized. So it's good to go. They even replaced the, looks like the knobs on the sink for some reason. Maybe they just want something that's a little bigger, easier, more obvious to operate. Interestingly, below that flush mount tempered glass stovetop cover there, you've also got a larger 22-inch oven versus a normal small 16-inch camper oven. Even in the small 19-foot series mini Lites, that again, no longer with us today, but having been a dealer of this product for a long time, I remember when these things were brand new. It's nice to have that bigger oven there, because at worst, it can always just become a bread box, guys. You can always turn an oven into some kind of storage. Now back here in the bathroom, the little detail things. This is why I love our Rockwoods even today. Little detail things, like they've actually got the little door stopper there so that your bathroom door handle doesn't smash into the refrigerator. Also, you see that little silver plunger job down there? That's a battery disconnect, so that when this thing is in storage, things like that stereo, things like your water heater, your refrigerator circuit panels, they're not putting a slow drain on the battery system. Now in the tub, you see a blue tote, and inside of that is the RVQ gas grill that came with this thing brand new. While that looks kind of hokey, frankly, guys, this is one of the smartest, best ways I've seen to transport RVQs, I think, ever. Having a tote dedicated to that thing is, frankly, just a stroke of genius, and it's so simple, I'm actually really annoyed I just never thought about it, because it's so easy. Caveman could have done it, and I'm so dumb, I didn't do it. Shows you how smart I am. Anyway, my wife will tell you I didn't get to where I am in life by being smart. Anyway, fact is, though, if that thing gets a little greasy or whatnot, no big deal. Plus, it keeps it from banging around and gouging stuff up in transit. And frankly, I've seen grills that are in worse shape. That thing's been used but not beat up. Full shower surround, normal shower height, since it is a normal body size camper. And we still have the full max air vent fan up top here, like you'd find in, pretty much any of the Rockwoods. Now, it looks like they did some little in-house converting of that mirror. I didn't notice this when I walked through the first time. You see there's hinges on top of that and a little clip on the bottom. So they kind of created their own little faux medicine cabinet. That's smart. They even added, look at that, little drop-down drawer on the bottom. These folks were smart. And, on a lot of this stuff, guys, it looks like they used original Rockwood factory parts to do some of these little touch-ups. And that's a good sign. Somebody just didn't go to the hardware store and, spend $150 on something. They actually, got their dealer to contact the manufacturer and got Rockwood factory parts to do this stuff. That is cool. And a dedicated linen cabinet in here is a nice way to finish off a good bathroom. Now, back here, like, from the outside, the little, bubble back, how this has sort of like a pill bug sort of shape to it? Well, that radius back wall and radius front wall, they are doing wonders to help give you those extra, 4 to 6 inches of space front and rear that in a smaller RV makes such a big difference, because now we've got a big space for extra towels or toiletries or what have you beside the toilet. Not to mention, if you're sitting on the toilet, think of the shape of the human body. You've now got shoulder and elbow room to be able to do your business thanks to this radius rear wall that otherwise, frankly, folks, you would just lack. She's been in storage, and with the snow piling on it, it could use a good dusting off. And in a way, I feel guilty, because not only has it been in storage, it's been stored indoors. These are the first snowflakes this camper has ever seen, so it has not been subject to to things like snowflakes and road salt corrosion on the chassis. Although, that being said, a lot of people get really spooked by road salt corrosion on the chassis. With RVs, guys, it's really not a practical thing to be concerned about. It ain't pretty. I ain't gonna tell you that it looks good. Rusty chassis always looks ugly. I ain't trying to church nothing up, but the fact is, it doesn't really hurt it. Surface corrosion is different from structural corrosion. This is a 6-sided, fully laminated product. I can't find 6-sided aluminum structured laminated product. I can't find anywhere that this has any sort of delamination, structural failures, any sort of glitches, anything like that. All I see is that this has been well maintained. We've got the larger 30-pound propane tanks up front. You know, someone's gonna say, oh, it doesn't have a power tongue jack. So that you know, tongue jacks actually share a bolt pattern. So if you ever see a manual jack and you want to swap out to a power jack, that's 3 bolts. That's easy stuff, guys. That's day one jobs that we can perform for you here at Haylett RV before it goes. You know, we'll get you a quote with, without, whatever you want. Ooh, there's a good preventative maintenance item. The little mud bug screens on the furnace exhaust right here. That way you keep bugs from getting in there and causing a flame out. Full outside utility shower will connect to the water heater. So when it's not freezing outside, if you do need to do a quick rinse off or hose somebody off or clean the dog or clean some fish, you got a spot to do that without having to get water everywhere. The tires appear to be the original Westlake radials. And that being said, they look like they've held up just fine. I can't find any problems with them. No signs of weather checking, no irregular wear patterns. They're not cupping in or out, which means that this camper has not been overloaded. There was not too much cargo put in here. Skin looks good. Decals look good. Let me get you right up next to one of them here. See if you can see there's still some good shine and sheen to the skin. That indoor storage is probably the thing that has helped this camper more than anything else. I don't know. It's also had some pretty good ownership, and I think ownership history is really the single most important thing. Pardon me as I'm moving slowly here. I'm stepping through snowbanks, trying to get you folks at least a decent idea of this thing. I wish it weren't snowing for 100 different reasons, but I still want you to get a good look at what you're potentially taking home here. Spare tire cover. One of the nice things on a Rockwood is that they give you a nicer hard shell spare tire cover, and that's something that new RV buyers rarely appreciate, because all they see is just a tire and a tire cover. But when you're looking at the used market, especially a camper like this that was kept in sun country, suddenly it matters, because that hard shell cover won't degrade and break down the way a slip cover will. A slip cover can start to fail just from wind buffeting and just the wind shredding it up. That hard shell cover, man, it just takes a licking, keeps on ticking kind of situation. Double entry step is also a nice little touch on here. Again, this does have a power awning, puts the biggest awning on it there really could. But that's what I call Rockwood doing Rockwood things. And remember that TV bracket I showed you inside when I swung the TV out a little bit? That can actually dismount and hook on that black thing just to the, whoa, slippery, just to the right of the window with that RVQ grill right below. So, I mean, inside, outside, upside down. As long as I can keep from falling on my backside, we're going to be on the right side of this one. All right, I got out of that ice. I think I made it. Well, there you have it, guys. Whether it's, rain, sleet, or snow, we're willing to do what it takes to give you the effort that you deserve before making a, let's face it, not the cheapest decision of your life. But that's what we're all about here at Haylett RV. Making the effort so you don't have to. Simple, easy, fun, because it's supposed to just be camping, man. You want to just go camping and have a good time? Give our guys a call. We'll make it happen. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.